Welcome back everyone to the channel. This is Cameron. Cam with Flashback Finds is the channel name. We sell stuff on eBay to make a few bucks online, selling people's old junk from garage sales, thrift stores, things like that. It's loads of fun. I encourage you to do it. We're going to go over like 30 something things that sold over the course of a couple days. They sold about 3 weeks ago or so, so we're getting caught up on the videos, which is awesome. Hoping to get to about that 2-week mark, so that way we'll be really caught up. But it's slowly but surely we are getting there. If you have any questions, please let me know. I think we fixed the lighting situation. It looks a lot better now, so hopefully this will work. Just had to move some stuff around and angle stuff differently, but let's go ahead and go over what sold on eBay. So first off, we have a pair of Nike Shox. These are Nike Shox, the LIVESTRONG edition. They're kind of beat up though. They're a size 11.5, which is a pretty good size. I paid $5 for them at a thrift store. I bought a bunch of shoes that day for $5. I think like 6 pairs. This pair finally sold on the best offer of 30 shipped. We've had them for over a year. I thought they might sell because of the LIVESTRONG kind of aspect, but the condition was just not ideal. They did get shipped out. Haven't heard back from the buyer. Didn't get positive feedback, but didn't get negative, so hopefully it all worked out there. Going on to the next one, we have a Winnie the Pooh, the Blustery Day VHS. I've been selling these Walt Disney VHSs that are sealed. The Disney sing-alongs, the Winnie the Pooh ones. I've sold some like Chippendale, the Rescue Rangers, I think is what they are, and a couple other ones that I got brand new sealed at a thrift store. I actually paid $2 each plus tax, so like $2.16 or $2.19, whatever it is in that area for these VHS, which sounds kind of crazy because it is. You normally don't want to pay that much, but I've had such success with selling them in the past. I grabbed them all. I got like 14 or 15 of them. Here we sold the Blustery Day one for $25, and the same buyer bought the Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree brand new sealed for $25 as well. So 50 shipped for $5 in, less than $5 actually. An awesome deal. We've made so much money on these little ones. So I encourage you, if you find them, look out for the brand new sealed Disney sing-along and the ones like this. Not your common movies like Lion King and stuff like that, but these other ones, some of them have some value. List them at a higher price and just sit and wait. Some MRE menus. These are menu 13 and 16. I've sold MREs before. These are like the military, like ready meals or whatever. These two, my source had them. He charged me like, I think $5 for both of them. Usually you can get like a nice case of them and sell that. But these two I ended up selling for 28 shipped, which is a pretty good deal for 2 meals. This was a cheese tortellini with tomato sauce and a chicken burrito bowl. So sounds pretty good. Don't know if it tastes good, but they sold for 28 shipped. I think they cost about $10 to ship them out. They're a little bit bigger. They wouldn't fit in a padded flat rate, but again, easy sale. We made some money there. Some Nike Blazer high top triple black retros. These ones I paid $5 for as well from one of my sources. They sold for 35 shipped on the best offer. With most of my used shoes, I'm trying to get 30 plus shipped on them. And if I get offers that come through that are kind of around that price, I'm taking it and moving on. I can't store things forever. I'm definitely trying to move some inventory this year. With the latter part of the year, so I just make some more room in storage and kind of have room for new things coming in. But 35 shipped on those. The shoes usually ship out for anywhere from about $8 to $11 for me, depending on the weight. A Starbucks Swell Traveler Insulated 16-ounce mug here. I got this for $5 at a garage sale. Actually, a little bit less. We ended up buying a bunch of these Starbucks thermoses. They were marked at $5 each. The lady was a rep for Starbucks, and this was all the stuff she had gotten from different events and stuff like that. I bought all of them. I think he still gave me like $30 off, and we bought like 31 different units. And we paid like $125 or something like that. This one sold for 24 shipped on sale. This one goes a little bit of bubble wrap, and I put it in a bubble mailer and send it out first class. We've sold through almost all the Starbucks stuff. We only got a few left. They were a great buy. These were also a great buy. These Wilkinson Sword Super 2 cartridges for razors. I got 5 packs of these or 6 packs of these. They all sold for $25 each. One person I think bought 1 the first time, then someone bought 3, and then this person bought 1. I may had 5 of them. Yeah, so $25 each. We spent $20 that day at an estate sale, but it included a bunch of Bibles, hymnals, 2 golf clubs, a couple of shirts, a hat, and then all of these. So it was a great deal. We made all of our money back basically on just one of these. Awesome sale. Look out for those. A Hitachi battery pack. This is one of those ones I got from the thrift store. Went there one night right before they closed and ended up with 6 battery chargers, all for about $5.99 each. This one sold for 48 shipped. Goes in a padded flat rate. All of them have sold, I think, but 1, and 1 did get returned because apparently somehow I got damaged in shipment. So that one we kind of had to eat it. That was in a prior video, but they made pretty good money. Most sold for $25 to this one as high as $48. Look out for battery chargers. They do sell well. Talking Heads, Speaking in Tongues, CD here, $13 shipped on that one. Pretty good deal for a used CD. Psychic Thoughts by GANKSTA. This is a rap from the Rap and Hip Hop Cassette Buy. Had it listed at $35, but someone offered $17. I've sold through most of these cassettes. I've got a few left. They're kind of the stragglers. I took an offer of $17 just to move it on out. I'm really trying to move them out. We've already made a good deal of money on them. And like I said, the ones that are left are pretty much ones that are not as desirable. DreamWorks, this is a Shrek donkey plush. It's 17 inches, kind of a bigger one. I paid $1 or $2 for it at an estate sale. Thought it would sell pretty quickly, but it finally sold for $20 on the best offer. I do think it went over a pound, so we may have made $4 or $5 on it, but not really a great deal. We'll not pick it up again. One more of these Disney Pixar slot car racing. I think this is the last one. We had $5 in these from Walgreens. After Christmas, they had their clearance. It was like 75% off. And this one sold for $30, $39. They're shipping for about $10 to $13. So we still make some money. It was a multi-quantity listing. We had 4 of them. So I definitely would do it again because they are brand new. Super easy. We're not making a ton of profit. Maybe $8 to $10. Maybe a little more depending on how much the shipping was. But we only were in them for $5. Angels, new with tag. This is by 90s by Gross Cap or Gross Cap. It's a LA Angels one. I bought 2 of these at an estate sale, $1 each. I have another one. It's similar but different brand. This one I took a best offer of $27.27 on. Was happy to get it out of here. We were only in it for $1. Definitely don't want to sit on it with an offer like that. Here's a Pokemon enamel pin. It's a Venasaur from 2016, so not even that old. Found it in a little box of toys. Listed it and it sold for $10 shipped. Sold really quickly. I was surprised it sold so quick, and it did have some marks on the enamel, but $10 shipped on that one. A Lego Pirate Island manual. I bought a bunch of Lego stuff, the little base plates, and they were all like ones with city tracks, so you could set up a little track and stuff like that for like a city. And inside were a couple of manuals. They were older ones, so I looked them up, and this one sold for $20 shipped just for the manual. We spent $20 plus tax on all of the base plates and the manual from a thrift store. So really great deal there. And we have 1 manual left that might sell. The Book of the Secrets by Bhagwan, Shree, Rajneesh. Maybe I pronounced that right. Paperback book. This one was from the Rock and Roll Buy. It sold for $15.29 on a 15% off sale. There's some Constance O'Day Flannery historical romance books. I don't know much about the author, but I was at a garage sale, kind of like an estate sale. There was 2 ladies there selling a lot of their stuff and their mom's stuff. And I bought a bunch of books that day, and one box was all these Constance O'Day Flannery books, $3 for 14 of them, and I sold them for $30 shipped. Medium mail shipping was like $6 or $7. They weren't too heavy, and we made some good money on that. I like selling books. I told you guys before, book lots do really well for me. Usually you can get in them for pretty cheap. A lot of people that are book sellers on Amazon, they don't mess with book lots because individually the books aren't worth a lot. But if you're willing to put the time on eBay, you can make money. Definitely look out for them. 30 shipped on those. A Markland HO set train track. This one's, I paid $40 for this at a garage sale. It was in the box. It was not brand new, but it was in great shape. It did power up and work. This one was sold for $135 shipped. I think it went global shipping program, if I'm not mistaken. It cost me about $18 to ship it. It was a little bit bigger, pretty thin, but it's only like, maybe this big, the packaging. But it still had a bubble wrap in and pack it up nicely. So we made some money on there. Definitely wasn't really sure. I had never heard of the brand before. I shouldn't say that. I've heard of the brand before. I've never seen the brand before. I never really looked it up. I've heard of it though. But then I started doing some research while I was there, and I'm like, well, it could be worth as low as like $80, but maybe as high as $150. I bought some other stuff from the guy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to jump on it and grab it. Paid $40. We sold it for $135. Definitely worked out. Got good feedback, I believe, on that one as well. Here's a Cal West 45 80s Western Cowboy shirt. This one was pretty cool looking, I guess, graphic-wise. It had like the bull on there, whatever, with the horns and different, they call it like the Aztec style on some other parts. But I paid $5 for it at a thrift store. I thought for sure it was going to sell. Problem was I didn't notice the size tag was not really that readable. You couldn't really tell what the size part was. So we ended up having to... measuring it ourselves, and I put like a medium large because it kind of was an older shirt and it kind of had more of a vintage sizing. So I think that really hurt this one and why it didn't sell so quickly. The person was happy with it. So that was good, but we didn't make a ton of money, and I probably wouldn't buy it again. I got to remember to look out for the size tags. Certain things are worth it if it doesn't have a size tag looking up, but on a lower end item, if it doesn't have a size tag, I probably would just not pick it up. Pink Floyd, The Wall DVD. This one sold for $25 shipped. I think this was from a buy from Storage Unit guy when we got all those books. This was thrown in there for $25. Backtracks by AC/DC sold for $25 shipped as well. I believe this was also from the same buy where we got that Pink Floyd one, so $25 shipped on that. Oh, we do have one more Disney Pixar Cars racing thing. Same one. I think this is the last one. I believe we had 4, so this should be the last one, and it sold for $30.39 on sale. Cleveland Highbore Fairway Wood 19 degree right-handed club. This one was sold for $58 shipped, which is awesome. Problem, silly me, I did not change what type of shaft it was in the item specifics. It actually was listed as a regular instead of being a stiff, and it's important if you're a golfer, different ones, ladies, regular, stiff or whatever. Those are the flex on the shaft. You got to remember, if you copy someone's listing, you might change the title, you might have your own description, but you always got to double check the item specifics, especially with golf clubs and things like that. I usually do a good job because I've been burned in the past before when I started selling clubs. For some reason, I did not change. I changed everything else in the whole thing except for the stiffness of the flex of the shaft, and the person returned it. So I had to eat that one. We're out about $20 on the shipping both ways for that, so it's a bummer, but it's a mistake on my part. I will still sell it. I paid, I think, $5 for it. I will still be able to sell this one for $58 shipped once it does sell. We'll recoup what we lost, and we'll still make some money. But that's a lesson learned for you guys. Hopefully, make sure to adjust all the item specifics. Another one of those Disney sing-along VHSs. This is the Snow White one. Same buy. This one sold for $25 shipped. They go out medium mail. I usually just bubble wrap them, maybe like 3 or 4 layers of pieces of bubble wrap, and then put them in a bubble mailer and ship them out medium mail. And so far, it's worked out pretty well. A TDK Pro SMX20 blank cassette tape. This is one tape. I paid $1 for it at an estate or garage sale. It looked cool. I didn't even look it up. I'm like, I'll just grab it for $1. It looks like it's a nice one. It says professional on there. Maybe it's worth $8 to $10. Sure enough, it was worth $15 because that's what it sold for. So pretty good deal. If you could find a nice case of these, you can make some bank. But $15 shipped on that one. It goes out first class. A T84 Plus Texas Instruments graphing calculator. This one was $4 plus tax, I think, at Savers. I may have had a discount as well, but ended up, wasn't sure if it worked. Didn't have any batteries to test it while I was there. Ended up selling it for $23 shipped because it did not work. I could not get it to work. I did all the tricks online to try to get it to work, and it would not. And I ended up selling it for $23 shipped. So if you do find one out there and it doesn't work, still worth it for a couple bucks to grab it. This one sold overnight when I listed it for parts for $23. It ships out first class. Really easy sale. Definitely would take the chance on that one again. Hallmark Halloween Boo Blinkers. These are the scary eyes. They light up. It's actually missing one set of eyes, though. That's what hurt this. I paid $1 or $2 at a garage sale. It finally sold for $18.74. Problem was, it went priority mail because it went over £1. It cost like $9 to ship it. We still made a few bucks, but would not buy it again. I should have double checked to make sure all the little lights were there, because if I had that other one, I'm sure I could have got more like that $25 mark that I wanted. But $18.74 on that. It did sell right before Halloween. Happy to get it out of here. A U.S. military camo size men's large regular pants. Another good size for these are the large and up are usually where you want to be. The large long, the large regular, they seem to sell the best. Or maybe like a medium long might sell okay. When you get to the smaller ones or the small regulars, they don't sell as quickly in my opinion. But this one sold for $25 shipped. It goes in a padded flat rate. Usually I'll pay up to about $5 for these if I can find them at the thrift store. An OEM, this is the Halo 3 Special Edition 360 controller. It did work. It did have a little chip on the back of the plastic where the battery pack goes in, and I did have to replace the joysticks, but it sold for $26 shipped. It goes out first class. I love selling these 360 controllers. I have about 15 more I have to fix. I keep saying that, so hopefully I'll do it coming up, and those will sell before Christmas. Happiness DVD. This is like a rare one. I bought $15 for a bag, like IKEA bag full of DVDs, and then a box and a little bag full of books. And there was a couple CDs in there as well. The lady wanted, I think, $10 for all the DVDs, and I said, well, how much for the books? And I scanned one book, and it already sold for $50, so I knew it was valuable. She said an extra $5 for those, so I just grabbed them all for $15. Definitely worth it. Like I said, we sold that one book for 50 something. This DVD sold for 35 shipped as well. It was a pretty rare one. Happiness, if you see that one, it sells pretty well. 35 shipped. It went out medium mail shipping. A Casper, this is Stretch. It's one of the Casper like ghosts from the movie. This is a light up pumpkin. It has some damage on it, but it did sell for $37.49 shipped. I think I have one more Casper pumpkin left. I got like 3 of them out of the 4 that I think there are. I ended up selling them all individually. Probably should just lot them together and sold them. Might have sold better, but this one sold for $37.49, and I actually have one left. They usually go out for about $10 to ship them. They're not too heavy. A Lego Space Police set. This one sold for $39.99. It was on a 20% off sale. I was happy to move it out of here. It's from the $1,600 Lego toy and video game buy if you've been following the channel. $40 shipped on that. It goes out first class. Here's one of those Spooner reverse print palm tree shirts. This one is a shirt that we got at, I think, an estate sale. We bought like 4 or 5 of these shirts, plus a bunch of music books, plus a bunch of external hard drives. We were $30 all in. Great deal. Ended up taking the best offer of $31.99 on this one. Happy to get rid of it. $32 for a shirt like this. That's a no-brainer for me. Usually I'll pay, $5 or $6 for one of these shirts if it's a nice reverse print with a good size. They always seem to sell eventually. Here's a Sony Handycam, a CCD TR64. Got this from Storage Unit Guy as well. In a big lot that I think we spent $300 or $400 on. This thing did have a charger with it, as well as the camera and an extra battery. Tested it all out. It worked out well, and it sold for $105 shipped. I love selling these Sony Handycams. If you're going to buy them, though, you really want to test them and make sure they work. A lot of people just plug them in and it powers up, but test some of the functions, record, zoom in, all that kind of stuff. Make sure things seem to be working right before you list them. Otherwise, you might be liable for a return. Daddy's First Baby Book. It's like a kind of like a humorous book, I guess, about some of the things you might record for your first baby and stuff like that. It was in a big lot of books I got for $10. It just looked cool, so I grabbed it. Saw that some were selling for like $8 or $9. I listed mine for $12. Sure enough, it sold pretty quickly in about 3 weeks. So that was pretty good for a book. I was happy to move it on. A pair of Under Armour women's UA running shoes, size 7.5. I bought a bunch of these shoes from one of my sources. They were all women's, about 7 and 7.5. Nike, Under Armour, New Balance, some really good brands. I was about $5 in for each. This pair was not brand new, but it looked really great. It did come with the box, and they sold for $55 shipped. Great deal right there for those shoes. I was happy about that. A Life Application Study Bible. This is from '96. It's a thicker one. This one sold for $35 shipped. The worst part was I found one the other day, bought it for $1, got it home, did not notice that on the one side there was water damage. It was no good. So could have got another $35, but $35 shipped on this. Great deal. Look out for the Bibles. Here's a Gold's Gym weighted workout vest. This one can hold up to 20 pounds, I guess. The problem was this one did not come with any of the weights. If you have them with the weights, you could get 70, 80, 90 bucks, depending on how much weight you have. Mine was just the vest, no weight at all. Even if you had 8 pounds of weight, you can make some more money. I sold the vest for $25 shipped. It cost us $9 to ship it out. I was only in it for $2. I grabbed it, thought someone might want it, and I thought it would be worth a little bit more. But without the weights, not as much value. We still made money. I would definitely buy it again because it sold quickly, but look out for the ones with the weight included. Here's another pair of those shoes from that little buy we had with the Under Armour ones. These are New Balance 1157 Castle Rock cross training shoes, 7.5. They sold for a best offer of $40 shipped. Again, we're in them for $5 and $40 shipped on those. Really great deal. An Academy P51B Mustang Fighter little model. This one sold for $15.99 from the big toy buy I mentioned before. Did go out first class, so that was nice. It was brand new sealed, but not worth a whole lot. It still cost us almost $6 to ship it. A pair of American Eagle. Don't do this, guys. This is an American Eagle 00, I guess, short stretch jeans, women's. They were listed at $13. Like a long time, this is an old listing. I used to just keep dropping the price on stuff. Rather than run sales, I would just drop the price 10% every 60 days or whatever, just trying to move it. And these got so low, and they weren't selling, and then I ran a sale on top of it because I never went back and adjusted it. They sold for $9.74. It cost us $8 to ship them out. By the time you actually probably pay the fees and everything, there might be some change that we made back, but it was not worth it. It is out of the store, though, so that's great, but don't do that. A Star Wars Kit Fisto Legacy Geonosis Arena Showdown. It's a figure set, also from the toy buy that we had. This one sold for $36 shipped on a 20% off sale. Did go out first class. 2 Callaway clubs. If you guys remember when I got the Wilkinson razor and I said I got some clubs, these were the 2 clubs I got, these Big Bertha 3 and 4 irons. Sold these for $50 shipped for the 2 of them, which I thought, oh, my phone's ringing, sorry about that. I was surprised they went for so much money for 2 clubs. I had them listed, I think, at $55 when someone offered $50. I thought I might get like a $40 or a $45 offer, but I was happy with the $50, and on their way they go. And guys, that is the final listing that we had to show you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Hope you guys are learning something. We did, like I said, we fixed the lighting, I think, so it looks a lot better now. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.